The House of Representatives has elected Devraj Ghimire of CPN-UML as the new Speaker. Meanwhile, questions have already begun surfacing regarding the life of the ruling coalition until the presidential election, as major parties of the ruling alliance, CPN-UML and CPN-Maoist Center, are divided regarding the election of the president, which has to be held 3 to 5 days before the end of the term of the sitting president, which expires on 13th of March. Good morning, I'm Abheudaya Shrestha, and these are the headlines of the hour. The registration for the nomination of candidates for the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives today. Newly elected Speaker faces the challenge of rising above the party interests. Lack of trust building within the ruling alliance. Clash of interest between Dahal and Oli. Ruling partners fear coalition could crumble in the lead-up to the presidential election. NATO nations pledge billions of dollars in weapons for Ukraine. Germany gives no sign of lifting a veto on deliveries of weapons as it fears it will provoke Russia. And Paris Saint-Germain defeat Riyadh All-Star 11 5-4 in a thrilling contest. Cristiano Ronaldo scores twice in his first game in Saudi Arabia, and Lionel Messi also on the score sheet. Devraj Ghimire of CPN-UML has been elected as the Speaker of the House of Representatives. Ghimire from CPN-UML and Ishwari Neopane of Nepali Congress were the contenders for the post. Ghimire received 167 votes, while the opposition bagged 100 votes. One parliamentarian did not cast the vote. As per the provision, at least 138 votes are required to be appointed as the Speaker of the House, which has been secured by Ghimire. The parliamentarians of CPN-UML, CPN-Maoist Center, Rashtriya Swatantra Party, Rashtriya Prajatantra Party, Janata Samajwadi Party, Janmat Party and Nagrik Unmukti Party voted in favor of Ghimire. Speaker Ghimire garnered the support of independent parliamentarians as well. Parliamentarians of Nepali Congress, CPN Unified Socialist and Loktantrik Samajwadi Party voted against Ghimire. As per the constitutional provision, the new Speaker has to be appointed within 15 days after holding the first meeting of the House of Representatives. The first meeting of the House of Representatives was held on 9th of January. Meanwhile, the election for the Deputy Speaker has been slated for tomorrow. The House of Representatives has received a new Speaker. Considered close to CPN-UML Chairperson KP Sharma Oli, Devraj Ghimire has been elected the new Speaker of the Parliament. Ghimire will no longer remain a representative of the party. However, the role of previous speakers has always been questioned. Speakers have been alleged of resisting the voices of opposition parliamentarians and operating under the directives of their own political parties. The major challenge of the newly elected Speaker would be to rise above these issues and ensure the efficient performance of the House of Representatives. After being elected the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Devraj Ghimire expressed the commitment of being fair as the leader of the House of Representatives. Before Ghimire's election, opposition and those supporting him had been raising questions regarding the fair role of the Speaker. However, parliamentarians questioning the role of the Speaker is not a new issue. Subhas Nemwang, who chaired the Constituent Assembly and shouldered the responsibility of the House Speaker, to Agni Sapkota, the immediate past Speaker, have all been alleged of failing to deliver their responsibilities. The current House of Representatives includes parties with contrasting past and ideologies, including those playing a major role in the establishment of republicanism, those in favor of Hindu state, and even those with the agenda of monarchy. In the given scenario, the new Speaker is bound to face several complex political challenges. Ghimire has long been a close ally of CPN-UML Chair Oli. This has made the opposition suspicious about his biasness in the parliament in the capacity of the Speaker. However, those close to Speaker Ghimire have said that he is suited for the role of the Speaker because of his political career and nature. Lawmakers representing different parties have termed the role of the Speaker significant in ensuring the efficient performance of the House of Representatives. Nepali Congress parliamentarian Bishwa Prakash Sharma has said that the Speaker should have a collaborative role in the Parliament. He added that democratic practices were ignored in the previous Parliament. Meanwhile, CPN-UML parliamentarian Yogesh Bhattrai has said that the political course before and after the election had changed. He added that despite CPN-UML's willingness to remain in the opposition, the party had to join the government because of Nepali Congress. Chief Whip of CPN Maoist Center, Hitraj Pandey, added that the parliament had to address the issues of public concern. Parliamentarian of Rashtriya Swatantra Party, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Home Affairs, Rabi Lamichhane, has said that the Home Ministry would not violate procedures in its operation. Lamichhane made the remark after Nepali Congress parliamentarian Ram Hari Khatiwada questioned the presence of CPN-UML parliamentarian Lakshmi Mahato Koiri at the House, who is involved in a murder case. Nepal Workers and Peasants Party's Prem Suwal noted that there was no basis to consider Nepali Congress an opposition in the lower house. Also addressing yesterday's parliament meeting, Rashtriya Janamorcha chairperson Chitra Bahadur Kesi expressed concern on the appointment of ministers who have conflicts of interest. Parliamentarians addressing the House session had urged the government to address the issues of public concern and follow procedures. In our Public Voice segment, we had asked people in several provinces regarding the role of the Speaker for effective functioning of the House of Representatives. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
Public Voice. संविधानलाई टेकेर मात्रै कुनै पनि चीजको निर्णय गर्दियोस् भन्ने लाग्छ।
देश र जनताको हक हितमा रहने गरी मात्रै निर्णय र सुझाव गर्नुपर्ने देखिन्छ।
निष्पक्ष रहेर अभिभावकको रूपमा हेर्नुपर्छ। जनताको प्रतिनिधि हो, त्यही भएर उहाँहरू स्वतन्त्र हुनुपर्छ।
एउटा साझा नेतृत्वको पदको रूपमा त्यसलाई ग्रहण गर्नुपर्छ।
निष्पक्ष भएर स्वतन्त्र भूमिका खेल्नुपर्छ।
सबैलाई समान रूपमा व्यवहार गर्ने काम चाहिँ सभामुखले गर्नुपर्छ र संसदको गरिमालाई उच्च राख्नुपर्छ।
सबैलाई सम्हालेर लिएर गएर देशलाई एउटा निकासमा लैजानुपर्छ।
राजनीतिक दलको स्वार्थभन्दा माथि उठेर देशको लागि निर्णय लिनुपर्छ।
The registration for the nomination of candidates for the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives is taking place today. After the House elected the Speaker yesterday, the Parliament Secretariat published the schedule for the election of the Deputy Speaker for today. There is an understanding among the ruling alliance parties to give Rashtriya Swatantra Party the post of Deputy Speaker. There is constitutional provision that the Speaker and Deputy Speaker should be from different parties and different sects. Rashtriya Swatantra Party is holding its parliamentary party meeting this morning to decide on its candidate for the post of Deputy Speaker. Sobita Gautam, among others, are aspirants from the party for the candidate of the Deputy Speaker. The election for the Deputy Speaker has been scheduled for tomorrow. Not even a month has passed since the new ruling coalition was formed under the leadership of CPN-UML following the split of the previous coalition. During this period, a 23-member Council of Ministers has been formed under Prime Minister Pushpakamal Dahal, while the House of Representatives now has a Speaker as well. However, even in this short period, parties of the ruling coalition have grudges against the power share. If this situation persists, challenges remain in sustaining the coalition until the presidential election. While a few parties of the ruling coalition were not content with the expansion of the Council of Ministers, all entities of the alliance came together for the election of the Speaker of the House of Representatives. Based on the unity exhibited yesterday, leaders of the ruling coalition have claimed that the alliance will be sustained the entire term of the government. As Janmat Party, Nagrik Unmukti and Janata Samajwadi Party were not happy with the expansion of the cabinet, there were doubts regarding their support in yesterday's vote for the Speaker. However, they voted for the coalition candidate Devraj Ghimire with the condition of additional efforts for consensus regarding positions of President, Vice President and Deputy Speaker. Members of the ruling coalition have accepted the rift in the alliance parties. In addition to polarization on positions, policies and programs, leaders of the ruling coalition themselves have begun speculating a possible split of the alliance. Small parties of the alliance excluded from ministerial portfolios are now aiming for Vice President and Deputy Speaker. In such a situation, Prime Minister Dahal and CPN-UML Chair Oli face the challenge of retaining the confidence of smaller parties of the alliance. Political parties remain divided for a long period of time regarding the election of the Speaker of the House of Representatives. Efforts to reach a consensus on the Speaker was not successful, which led to voting procedure. Questions have begun surfacing regarding the life of the ruling coalition until the presidential election, as major parties of the alliance, CPN-UML and CPN-Maoist Center, are divided regarding the president. Speaking after the election of the speaker, CPN-Maoist Center chairperson and Prime Minister Pushpakamal Dahal said that maximum effort would be made to reach a consensus for the presidential election. Dahal added that the political parties had failed to reach a unanimous consensus on the speaker. The situation may persist for the deputy speaker as well, but maximum efforts would be made to reach a consensus for the president. CPN-UML chairperson KP Sharma Oli had a contrasting opinion. He said that a national consensus would be reached only if CPN-UML's candidate would be supported. Oli added that Nepali Congress was trying to divide the ruling coalition. Meanwhile, Nepali Congress is in favor of having its member as the president. Considering the polarization among these major parties, political power play is certain to persist until the presidential election. The Election Commission has made preparations to hold the presidential election 3 to 5 days before the end of the term of the sitting president, which expires on 13th of March. Based on the legal provision which requires holding presidential election 1 month before the expiry of the term of the sitting president, the Constitution of Nepal has set a 5-year term for the president. Therefore, the Election Commission has made preparations to hold the presidential election to ensure that the position does not remain vacant. Members of the House of Representatives and provincial assemblies vote in the presidential election. Citing increasing cases of coronavirus in recent days, the Ministry of Health and Population has urged everyone to remain alert. According to the Ministry of Health and Population, around 5 new daily infections are being reported in recent days. The ministry has added that highly infectious Omicron subvariant BF7 has yet to be seen in Nepal. Doctors have said that post-COVID issues have begun surfacing in individuals who previously had tested positive to coronavirus. There are 36 active coronavirus cases in Nepal at present. The committee formed to investigate last year's crash of a Tara aircraft is yet to furnish its report. A 5-member committee was formed under the leadership of Ratish Chandra Lal Suman, which was supposed to furnish its report within 45 days of the crash. However, despite the lapse of 8 months since the crash, the committee is yet to present its report. The reports of such committees are considered significant in avoiding crashes in future. Coordinator of the committee, Ratish Chandra Lal Suman, has said that the terrain avoidance and warning system of the aircraft was sent to the United States of America for tests, and a report for the same was yet to be received. He has also added that the 45-day period was inadequate to investigate air crash events. Meanwhile, only 45 days have been given to the investigation commission formed to probe into Sunday's crash of a Yeti Airlines aircraft in Pokhara. A 9-member team of the manufacturers of ATR aircraft is also investigating the crash to identify its cause. It's time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
Here's the question. What's your take on the formation of a probe committee after every air disaster, but the inability to furnish a report? Your options are A, unaccountable government, B, pressure of airline companies, and C, incompetent probe committee. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B, or C, and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us.
Sports News.
The Gautam Buddha International Cricket Stadium, an ambitious project whose construction works had begun 3 years ago in Bharatpur, Chitwan, is now stranded. The construction of the stadium is now halted due to inadequate funds. A few of the completed infrastructures are already covered in bushes. Works are yet to resume as dilemma persists regarding the payment of 180 million rupees in loan taken for the construction of the stadium. The Dhurmus Suntali Foundation and Bharatpur Metropolis had reached the agreement for the construction of the international standard Gautam Buddha Cricket Stadium in Bharatpur on 30th of January 2019. The foundation had collected donation from the public based on the agreement for the construction of the stadium. That's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.